The Korea Employment Agency for the Disabled chairman, Lee Jong-seong, has formed a volunteer group called Didimdori. The volunteer group continues meaningful sharing activities for creating jobs for people with disabilities and supporting their independence, bringing warmth to the local community. On June 16th, the agency held a donation ceremony to give 19,519 items of recycled goods to Goodwill Store and announced that it has implemented social contribution activities to expand employment for people with disabilities and realize social value. This donation is part of the Goodwill Store. Recycling donation campaign that the Korea Employment Agency for the Disabled has been continuously promoting since 2015. This campaign is a representative social contribution program where employees voluntarily donate items that are no longer used but can be reused, contributing to the creation of jobs for people with disabilities. Now in its 12th year, this initiative is recognized as an exemplary case of sharing that goes beyond simple item. Donations to support the economic independence of people with disabilities and promote a culture of resource recycling. The donated items collected through this year's campaign consist of various categories, including clothing, household goods, miscellaneous items, books, and small appliances. A total of 19,519 items collected through the active participation of employees will be delivered to Goodwill Store, where they will be processed by workers with disabilities to create new value. Goodwill Store is a social enterprise where workers with disabilities directly sort and select the donated items, which are then processed for sale. Disabled workers perform various tasks such as inspecting and displaying goods, selling, and customer service, and they are provided with stable jobs. Through this process, donated items become valuable resources that support the economic activities and independence of people with disabilities, rather than just being simple second-hand goods. In particular, the 19,519 donated items delivered this time are scheduled to be sold at Goodwill stores nationwide, and the proceeds will be used for maintaining employment for disabled workers, vocational training, improving welfare, and supporting independence programs. It is expected that this will allow people with disabilities to continue their economic activities in a more stable environment. The Korea Employment Agency for the Disabled is a public institution that specializes in supporting the employment of people with disabilities and is promoting various policies and projects to enhance their economic independence and social participation. This recycling donation campaign is significant not just as a simple sponsorship activity, but as a social contribution activity linked to the agency's core value of creating employment for people with disabilities. The employees of the corporation voluntarily participate in the Didimdori program. The volunteer group has been continuously carrying out various sharing activities for people with disabilities and the local community. In addition to the recycling donation campaign, the volunteer group is engaged in social contribution activities in various fields, including cultural experience support for people with severe disabilities, information and data collection activities for those with mobility challenges, community environmental cleanup activities, and support projects for vulnerable groups. The Support Project for Cultural Experiences for People with Severe Disabilities helps improve their quality of life and expand social participation by providing various experiential opportunities to those with relatively fewer chances to engage in cultural and artistic activities. Additionally, the data collection activities for those with mobility challenges contribute to ensuring the right to mobility for people with disabilities and providing information on accessible facilities, thereby helping to create a disability-friendly environment. In this way, the Didimdori volunteer group carries out various activities aimed at improving social awareness of disabilities and fostering community coexistence, while practicing the social responsibility of public institutions. It holds even greater significance in that employees are voluntarily participating to spread the culture of sharing. Lee Deok-hee, the Planning and Management Director of the Korea Employment Agency for the Disabled, who attended the donation ceremony, said, "I believe that the employees' unified participation in donating recyclable items can lead to the creation of jobs for the disabled, which is very meaningful," and added, The fact that unused items create new value and are used to help the economic independence of people with disabilities makes the significance of this campaign even greater. He continued, "As an organization that supports stable employment and independence for people with disabilities, the Korea Employment Agency for the Disabled plans to actively promote various social contribution activities in the future," and stated, "We will continuously expand our sharing activities that can grow and coexist with the community, leading the realization of social value." The Korea Employment Agency for the Disabled plans to continue promoting policies for the expansion of employment for people with disabilities and support for their independence, along with ongoing charitable activities for socially vulnerable groups. In addition, we aim to create various programs that can simultaneously realize two social values: resource circulation and environmental protection, as well as the creation of employment for people with disabilities. We plan to develop a sustainable social contribution model through these diverse programs. This Goodwill Store recycling donation campaign is evaluated as a case that shows how small actions can come together to create significant change. The voluntary participation and spirit of sharing among employees are leading to tangible results in creating jobs for people with disabilities, and they play an important role in spreading the value of coexistence with the local community. It is expected that the continuous social contribution activities of the Korea Employment Agency for the disabled will have a positive impact on the independence and employment expansion of people with disabilities, as well as the realization of an inclusive society.